most issues. My camera cut out, so I guess that's going to be the end of this part. But during this part, it's going to be two parts, I guess. Air conditioner's back working. I put a grounded plug on it. I got it cleaned up besides for the top. I didn't do the case, but I did the inside of here and everything. Filter's clean. Coils are still pretty, well, they're pretty clean. That's actually like black paint. They painted the coils black or something, and all that just came off. This is a 10,000 BTU. It says 0397, so I'm guessing that's 97. This thing still has some dirt in there. I'm not really worried about that too much. I bought this unit not to put in my collection, although it will go in there at some point. It's a vintage unit. I like this unit. I got this to actually be used because all I have currently is 5,000, 6,000, and one 8,000 unit. This is a 10,000, so we're going to use it to cool our kitchen and living room temporarily. You can see it's got a bigger fan motor. It's an Emerson fan motor, but it's bigger than the one on the one I saw on YouTube. It was Dylan, the Vintage and Antique Collector, something like that. I forget his name, but I'm subscribed to him. Go check him out. I'll put a link in the description. Hopefully he won't mind me mentioning his name in my video. If he does, I guess I'll take the video down. If he even watches this, which, I don't know. Anyway, if you are watching this, thank you for giving me information about this unit. I went ahead and bought it, like I said, because I needed a unit this big. I went over there to the guys, which was about an hour drive. I shouldn't have done that, but I didn't know it was that long of a drive. I wasn't really paying attention to where it was, and I already agreed to buy it. And anyway, I've got it now, but I think it's a very nice looking unit. Anyway, he had that other new Frigidaire and then the WCI Frigidaire, and he wanted more for that one. But I think I paid it was 20 for this one. He wanted 50 for the other one. So, I got this one, and it's blowing very cold, like ice cold. You can't really see it on video, but I can actually see, like, you know when you open the freezer door, and there's like frost? Yeah, that's what I can see. It's coming out of here. So this thing's freezing cold. It's got it's not freezing up or anything. Was missing a knob. I got it on here. The thermostat actually works on this unit. I just pulled it off of that air temp, just temporarily. I also got this beat up Frigidaire with the coils bent, but that thing's in such, like, it's brand new shape. It's only a year old. I can't throw it out. I need to get a fin comb, because this one has some bent over coils on the back as well. But I can't really do anything about that now. We also discovered, I didn't hit the record button or something, that my building here, my workshop, is rotting. Watch this. This guy's just kind of pulling apart. Can't really see it now. But earlier, when I stepped here and this hole kind of just opened up, there were termites. Here's one. That's sad. This whole building's treated with untreated lumber. Basically, we built this shed. My ex-friend, we'll just say that. I mean, he's still... You know what, we're not getting into things. I still talk to him sometimes. I have nothing against him. We just don't hang out as much. Anyway, this shed was in somebody else's yard. And they were going to tear that house down, and we took the shed, we just tore it apart. Basically, everything's new, all the wood, beams, and everything. Basically, we just got the roof and the siding, outsiding things. This had no wiring in it. You can see my crappy wiring jobs. I've got my wires with no insulators. I got my non-marked things. I've got my 240 volt outlet there for the heater. I wired this whole shed myself. We got our little thin lamp cords with an uninsulated section going to the ceiling light. Over here, it just goes over there and tacks into there. It's pretty sad. I got my makeshift thing there. Also around back here. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. Anyway, the wood is rotted. This whole shed is rotting. So, that's a thing. I stepped right here. I got around here. Now this won't shut. The toolbox won't shut because something's jammed in the door underneath it. I got to work on that. But I went here to lift this air conditioner up to put on my cart to carry around front to clean it off. And my heel just kind of punched right through there. This whole thing's, it's been, like back here, you can't really tell, but it's rotted. It's going to go through at some point, and I don't know what I'm going to do. But we're not worried about that right now. We're worried about this air conditioner. Beautiful unit. I took it apart, cleaned it. It's got a permanently lubricated motor. I thought it was going to be a cleanable, oilable motor, you know, motor I had to oil, but it's not. The accordions are still in good shape, which is amazing. Although when I got them, this one was on that side and that was on this side, and they were both upside down. These are metal. Got this nice carry handle. Just spray it with some cleaner here. Just wipe off this dirt, or at least attempt to. Like I said, I cleaned the whole thing. I didn't use any New Bright or nothing because I don't have any of that right now. I used it all on my Kenmore. And I like this texture. And I cleaned it as good as I could. It's definitely a lot better because when I got it, it hardly had any airflow. I think you saw how dirty it was. It was nasty. And it just froze up. You turn it on, it blow cold for a minute or so, and then it'd freeze up. Probably why they were selling it. But it was just dirty. That's all that was wrong with it. I'd say 70% of air conditioners that are gotten rid of. These window units, people don't even try to fix them. If they quit working, they just throw them out. I'd say 70% of the stuff that I find, they just, I mean, sometimes, I got my air temp, this one right here, because the filter had disintegrated. It was in the coils, and it just would run for a while, and then it would just stop cooling, because the head pressure would get so high, the compressor would kick out on thermal or pressure or whatever. And yeah, that fixed that unit. I'm getting mad now. The side curtain skirt accordion doesn't want to close back up. I'm going to pause you. This whole thing wasn't running. Anyway, what I was saying is I got it back on. It's clean. I think you saw that part. I was saying I got this fetters here. I took the knob off the fetters and put it on here. This is a quick recap of what's happening. And I don't know how far I got into it before the camera cut off. So I'm going to go through all of this again. And if I've already said something here, I do apologize, but the camera cut off. By building here, we discovered, I was stepping here to move this unit to my cart. My heel went through the floor. Look at this. And this is just a small rubber mallet. See how rotted this is? So it turns out we have termites eating the shed. Look at this. All the way back here. Over here too. Not as bad over here, but definitely starting. And there's tons of termites down in there. It's still solid up to there, so that's pretty good. But still, not the best. Anyway, this unit's working great. I did shut that in there, so I'm going to have to take it back apart and pull that out, but I'm not doing that right now. Thank you to Dylan. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning his channel. But he had a unit just like this. I saw his video on it. His was almost as nasty as mine. Other way around. Mine was almost as nasty as his. His was worse than mine. Mine doesn't have a oilable motor, though. He has to oil his motor. This one doesn't have. This is a permanently lubricated motor. It's still an Emerson motor. I think it's the same unit. They might have just used different parts from '97. Anyway, I was saying, people these days have to have central air. They wouldn't be caught dead with a window unit because I guess they're not cool. Although they technically are cooler because they blow cold air, but I don't know. And if they do have window units, they have to have the new, latest, and greatest things like this. Oh hell, this thing's from 2005, and it's too modern for me, but it'd probably be too old for most people. That'd probably be old. It would be too old. I'll tell you one thing. If you look at this thing, refrigerant 22, 9.25 ounces, it's a 10,000 BTU. The EER is 9.0, which is pretty good. I know it doesn't say it's Energy Star. I know it's older. You might say it takes more power because it's older. That is 100% a lie. If you look at this one, and there is no sticker for this one. It's in here. If you look at the sticker, the EER on this one is 9.8. And that ain't too much better. But basically, the new ones don't take that much less power than these ones. I mean, even if it is like 0.8, I don't know what an EER means, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. This thing's 1,110 watts. This one here is an 8,000. It is 815 watts. So not that much of a difference between the two. These old units don't take any more power than the new ones, pretty much. I mean, maybe a tiny bit. And hell, the money you're saving on your power bill, it isn't worth it. Because, yeah, you might save a little bit of money on your power bill, but you're buying a new unit every 2 years. I mean, there's plenty of channels rambling on about that if you want to hear about that. I know you don't. This thing's collecting water because it's coming out into here because it's leaned forward. This thing's blowing ice cold. It is the same filter. I didn't put that in there quite right because this little snap here is broken, but it ain't going nowhere, and it's definitely not going to cause any issues. This thing has louvers. This is a nice unit. I'm glad I bought it. Me and this unit are going to get along just fine. I like this unit. I can already tell. It's going to work fine. That's not even high fan. That's high fan there. It's blowing ice cold. You can see, well, you can't see it. I think I already said this too. It's got like frost coming out of it. It's not really frost. It's like steam. That's not what it is either. I don't know what it would be. That might be frost. The coils are all cold. It's a 10,000 BTU unit. Do these things lose BTUs over the years? I guess if they run lower on refrigerant, they would. I don't think either of these are the right knobs. But I don't really care. I like Whirlpool. I don't like them anymore, but their old products are pretty great. My poor shed is rotting. The next thing it's going to is right over there. I've seen it. It's all soft back behind here and back behind there. I already knew that. This whole building is sunk this way because of the rotting. Anyway, I pulled the fan out of this unit. This is a LG unit. Look at these coils, how bent they are. That thing's trash, and this is a fan. Anyway, basically the point of the video was this unit. Side skirts are good. This is a unit that is in good shape, and if I were to resell it now, I could probably get 150 for it, for a 10,000 BTU. Because I get 75 for 5,000s. But I'm not going to resell this unit. This is a vintage unit. I'm keeping this one. I got rid of a modern unit. So let's upgrade from a modern unit to a vintage unit. It's the opposite way around. I don't know how this happens to a hammer. Guess if they're trying to knock something this way, I don't know. Anyway, even though it's a permanently lubricated motor, it is 30 years old, and you can see it's not 30 years old. It's from 97, but you can see this has a pretty good spin down time. They are both plastic things, and here's fan only. It's only got one fan only speed and 3 cooling speeds. Thermostat still clicks. Which is amazing for a Whirlpool. Ooh, we definitely need to get a new plug for this thing. This one here, although it is working, is starting to suffer from molded plug disease, and it's getting squishy. We definitely need a better plug. I'm very happy with this unit. Thank you for watching, and feel free to leave a comment if you have one. Have a nice day, and maybe a slightly worse tomorrow, but not terrible. Goodbye.